Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking out the new Russian cruiser, the Bogatyr. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I am in a Tier 4 match. This is my very first round in the Bogatyr. I got the first hull upgrade just using some of my free XP. From looking at the stats, it says that it reduces your main guns, but what actually it does is it replaces your secondary guns with main artillery guns, which is a good thing because A, they have farther range and you're manually controlling them. The secondary guns are, especially at this tier, just useless. You have to get so close, and then even when you do get close enough that they'll start firing, they're very, very inaccurate. They don't do a lot of damage. I would gladly trade a couple extra guns on each side for a few 4 secondary guns. So we start on the far right side. I really have no idea what to expect from this game. I'm obviously at the lower end of the tiers. There are 3 battleships, which from everything that I've heard, these Russian cruisers, especially at lower tiers, are paper thin. So that's really scary. There is a Tier 4 carrier, and one thing I didn't notice until after this, or about midway through this game, was the Bogatyr has 0 AA. It literally does not even have a AA stat, which I guess is okay. Most of the ships at Tier 3 and even at Tier 4 have such small AA that you're not really going to shoot any planes down. The only thing that are going to shoot the planes down are other carriers, or possibly a battleship might get 1 or 2 here or there. So I guess the Bogatyr just decides, let's just skip the formalities, let's just not even have AA. In Mother Russia, AA needs you. So we're going to go destroyer hunting because as a cruiser, as always, my primary target should be destroyers, and there are 3 of them, and our carrier is spotting a few of them ahead. I got 2, 3, all 3 of them are in the near vicinity. Great. On this map, generally speaking, the destroyers love to go down in the southern region. I do not know why. It is a death trap. When you walk into this, you basically have a 50-50 shot of coming out alive as a destroyer, because there's going to be nothing but other destroyers in there normally. And if not that, even worse, cruisers, like myself. So I'm keeping a very close eye on those battleships up top. One is going away, one is coming closer, so I definitely want to keep an eye on him and use these islands as cover. And after this first volley, I'm getting tingles already. If you didn't notice, the dispersion on that and the shell velocity are absolutely insane. We'll try again here on a dirt ski. Laser beams. Those are laser beams. Those bullets are so fast and so accurate, that's just not even fair. But alright, and I have a lot of guns. This is Tier 3, so this is basically the Russian equivalent of a St. Louis. Now the big difference is I have a lot less hit points. And no AA, though the St. Louis really doesn't have any AA to speak of anyhow. Whoops. So the dirt ski pulled a derp ski and beached himself, and I instantly call him out to my team, and I'm going to make him pay for his little mistake there. Okay, nice. Got a little bit of a fire on him. And he stopped, but I should land these shells. Yes, very nice. Okay, he's going to have to repair that. He is not repairing that. I've cut engines now. I know his torpedoes have a 4K range, so I'm not worried about him, and he beached himself again. Clearly, he wants to die early. Another fire. He's backing up again. Oh, he's not getting away from that. First blood. And look, another destroyer. Make sure I don't get torpedoed by my teammate there. Oh, this is classic. And he stops to avoid the torpedoes. And I take more than half his life in my opening salvo. He's not going anywhere. He's repaired. He's backing up as fast as he can. But to no avail. Obviously he blew his smoke way up there. You can see the cloud. Yeah, that was a really bad call on his part. And there goes the last cruiser or destroyer. So now all the destroyers are dead. And we're not even 5 minutes into the game. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand why destroyers go down here in mass. Like, yeah, it's just a suicide run. Anyhow, so all the destroyers are dead. Let's see what else I can do. Now, I did not get the range upgrade, as this was my first game, and I wasn't quite sure how much I was going to like this ship, and didn't really want to sink a lot of money into it. The Tier 2 was absolutely terrible, and I just used free XP after a couple of games of it, and decided I wanted no part of that, and instantly swapped over to this one. So I was afraid that maybe this one was terrible too, and I've got plenty of free XP just sitting around. This is South Carolina. Let's see if we can catch him on fire over the mountain. No, but we did land 7 hits. So these guns really are weird. You can see they're very fast, and they're very accurate. At closer range, they have a very, very, very flat trajectory, which makes them absolutely punishing against destroyers. But I'm noticing here at almost my absolute maximum range that they really arc up. It's kind of bizarre. It's like they have the best of both worlds. And I'm realizing this right now, and I'm kind of formulating in my head, how can I really exploit this to its fullest? I don't want to go forward there. I know that there's not a destroyer in that smoke, but I can see the minimap, and you can see they're all clustered right on their cap. So I'm just going to help my teammates out and kill these guys that are easily exposed. I've completely cut engines, and I'm just sniping at this point. These HE shells are getting the job done. Ooh, so close. Nope, somebody else got him. Alright. So what's next? Well, there's a Miyogi right there coming around the corner. Now, he's not going to see me because I'm behind the island. Let's see if I can get the shots over. Oh, I can. Let's move up a little bit and angle our guns so we're all firing. And cut engines. And yeah, we're just going to sit here and catch this guy on fire over and over and over. The Bogatyr does not care if you're Tier 4 or a battleship. There's a couple fires. And he put them out. Okay, well, that means I just have to wait a little bit for his... You see, I caught 2 more fires there, but they instantly were put out because of the repair, which is a bummer. But that's okay, there's another one. And he's got torpedoes coming in. And I know that he just used his repair, so he's now flooding and burning. So you'll notice that, and this is a good tactic here, if you have them on fire in one location, aim at different locations. You can't re-catch them on fire on a place that's already on fire. So try and spread the fire points around. There's normally 4 points that a ship can be burning from. And yes, I have absolutely gotten 4 fires on a single battleship before. So right now I'm kind of aiming for the middle. I've got the front, and it looks like one of my teammates got the very tip. So yeah, I'm trying to get that back half of his ship burning. And you can just see how fast he's dropping. He does not even have a chance. He can't even see me to fire. Well, now he can because there's planes. And then there's our battleship there, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's not trying to attack our battleship. He's going after me because I'm completely still. So I kick in my engine full power, Hard, hard, hard turn. Turn into the torpedoes. Easily dodge. Make sure you don't oversteer there. One little fire, we'll go ahead and repair it. It's going to take a while for those torpedo and bombers to come back at me. And I do not want to go out there in the open water. I've already can tell from that Miyogi where I was just firing over the island that that is going to be my best bet for surviving this match and still contributing to the team. So I take a quick look at the mini-map, and there's several islands in between me and that South Carolina. And if I can get some islands in between that Miyogi as well, I will set myself up for success. Unfortunately, the South Carolina doesn't get the memo, and he just keeps going out into the wide open water where he's completely exposed and everyone in the game knows exactly where he's at. Looks like their South Carolina just took a beating and will be dead here soon, which is good news for me, because then all I'll have to worry about is the Miyogi. There goes the South Carolina. Good. Oh, there's a St. Louis way back there too. Now, I haven't had to fight a St. Louis yet. The St. Louis is very similar to our ship, with the exception of it has better armor, better range, but it's not nearly as fast or maneuverable from what I can tell. And from playing this so far, I'm really noticing that the HE shells on this ship are very, very powerful. They remind me of the Tier 7 Miyoko on the Japanese cruiser line, where just blistering HE shells. And you gotta remember, like, these battleships that I'm shooting at, they're Tier 3 and 4. Like, that Miyogi is Tier 4. And so was the one previously. The Kawachi is the Tier 3, which was not in this game. So these are tier higher battleships, and I'm doing consistently decent damage against this guy. There's a fire. Can't quite see if he's got it repaired, but I'm just using this island. He has no way to shoot at me. And I can just barely make out where he is through those trees. I'm just going to keep firing until I start hitting the island in front of me. Which is about now. Yep, there we go. Okay, time to stop. And look, it's the carrier planes again. Okay, so here he's trying to get us on my left side. So on this island, I'm going to cut in and I'm going to force him to come out right. See, he was going to try and cut me off as I came around that island. He's moving, so I'm going to instantly pull a hard right. Again, trying to turn into those torpedoes. Now, this isn't the most maneuverable ship that I've ever used, but it definitely can hold its own. And you can see he's constantly trying to re-angle his torpedoes. Now, he's going to get to a point where this other island isn't going to let him torpedo, so now he's switching. And I instantly change directions and start going left. And he has completely given up on trying to torpedo me. I outmaneuvered him so well, he actually gave up. I'm impressed with myself on that. Alright, Miyogi is dead. So all that's left is the carrier and a St. Louis, and we have plenty of firepower left over. So this game is in the bag. So overall, my impressions have been very, very good against the Bogatyr. I've seen some videos of the next one, and I'm not even... Here, let's see. How do you pronounce this next one? Svetlana? Yeah, I'm going to go with Svetlana. I've seen some videos of it. It looks pretty crazy, but I'm actually really digging this Bogatyr. It's a nice overall ship. It actually reminds me less of a St. Louis and more of an Omaha or a Phoenix, where it's medium size, fairly fast, fairly maneuverable, and has guns just all around it. And I loved me some Omaha gameplay. That's one of my favorite ships in the game. Um, the HE shells on this do business, no question about it. Um, I wish it had some AA, but it's a lower tier. Not much I could really do about it anyhow. I had a few other games after this where it's just this ship is just so dominating against any destroyers. It just evaporates them. It does a very good job against enemy cruisers as well. And if you can sit there and rain down on a battleship without them trying to focus fire you, which if they do, you're not going to last long. It is a pretty thin ship. But it does its job very, very well. It's a good, solid overall ship. The guns on it are just really, really nice. I mean, you can see how fast these shells are traveling. Very, very high velocity, which makes it much, much easier to aim. And with the sheer number of guns, I have the option of just doing a cascading fire like this, just to try and keep a constant pressure. All I'm doing with that is I'm just trying to start fires. Oh, and here comes our CV planes one more time. So here's a tip for you. I have my guns on that carrier. The carrier's not going to be maneuvering. He's just sailing in a straight line. I hold down my right mouse button, and it will just keep my guns pointed at that while I look around and maneuver, trying to avoid these torpedo bombers. Now, I did get set on fire, and I don't want to repair that. And he makes a mistake here. He goes too far off to my side, and so I go away from him this time. And it still messes up his manual fire because he's just panicked. So I line myself up with the torpedoes so that they'll just pass harmlessly by me and proceed to finish off the carrier. So before the game ends and it glitches out my replay, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you have a lot of fun with these new Russian cruisers. I'll be trying out a bunch of them and hopefully making some new videos. Have fun. Stay safe all.